So just to reiterate this for the 17,000th time, the Vikings should draft a quarterback in the first round. Yes, yes, yes. After they inevitably cut Kirk Cousins in the offseason, have $41 million dead, the Vikings will have to find a lot of ways to bring in some young quarterbacks, preferably cheap quarterbacks, and try and find their future franchise guys. So again, this trading for Sam Darnold, soon to be Jets castoff, is not in lieu of drafting a quarterback high. So they should trade for Darnold. They should also draft a quarterback in the first round. They should also draft a quarterback day 3. But yeah, so Sam Darnold, the former man of Troy, aka the dude who got mono, aka the dude who looks like the villain from The Incredibles, aka the dude who could play young Dwight in the prequel of The Office, which I would watch the crap out of that, by the way. Like in the 80s, Ed Truck before he loses his head, that'd be great. But the Jets are going to part ways with Darnold because they look like they are going to be in line for the number 1 overall pick. They are going to take Trevor Lawrence. GM Joe Douglas, remember, he was hired after the Jets drafted Sam Darnold, number 3 overall in 2018. Sam was a Mike McCagnon pick right before he was fired. And it looks like that he is going to be Josh Rosen yet again. It was ironic because when he was at USC, crosstown quarterback at the time, beep, bop, bop, boop, was UCLA's Josh Rosen. So I think Darnold's going to be done dirty this year. So again, the Vikings should acquire Darnold and draft a quarterback. So let's talk about Sam Darnold today. Background, 23 years old. That's kind of surprising for a third-year veteran, but of course is very young coming into USC. 6'3", 225, former 4-star recruit from San Clemente, California, SoCal representing. Was also a high school basketball star, so he got that athleticism as well. Decided to join up with USC. Men at Troy, redshirted in 2015 behind Max Brown. It's an unfortunate name, as well as Cody Kessler, so yeah, whatever. Then, 2016, he had arguably one of the best redshirt freshman seasons for a quarterback since Johnny Manziel and Jameis Winston. He had 3,086 yards passing, 31 touchdowns, 9 picks, a 161.1 quarterback rating, completed 67% of his passes, also posted an 87.2 PFF grade. Now, yeah, he was thrown to Juju Smith-Schuster, future star receiver for the Steelers, also had an NFL-adjacent offensive line, so that certainly helps. But he led USC to a 10-3 record, including 9 straight wins to end the season, won the Pac-12, as well as posted a thrilling 52-49 Rose Bowl win over Penn State and our boy Trace McSorley. That was USC's first Rose Bowl win since 2009. And everything was great. Everything was good in Trojan land. But then Sam Darnold, he didn't really fight on in 2017, despite all the hype. He kind of struggled. He wasn't terrible, but he certainly didn't replicate and build upon the success of him as a redshirt freshman when he was a redshirt sophomore. So he had more passing yards, yes, but an increase in picks, decrease in touchdowns, quarterback rating, completion percentage, and PFF grade, and was a lot more YOLO and careless than he had been in the past. In fact, his sort of meh season mirrored of what happened to crosstown rival Josh Rosen at UCLA, where Rosen had this great true freshman year and then just never really built upon it in Westwood his final 2 seasons. And also, yeah, not having Juju, that certainly complicates things, but USC still had a good season. They won the Pac-12 before getting owned in the Cotton Bowl by Ohio State 24-7. So that's what it is. And then, despite the down redshirt sophomore year, Sam Darnold declared was still taken 3rd overall by the Jets, who traded up with the Colts to go up and get him. Was the second quarterback taken that draft behind number 1 overall pick Baker Mayfield to the Browns, and was also one of 4 quarterbacks taken the top 10. So Baker, Darnold, Josh Allen to the Bills, as well as Josh Rosen to the Cardinals. Oh, man. Lamar Jackson taken 32 is still better than all of them combined times 9, but yeah, it is what it is. So now, question is, how much homework has the Vikings scouting department done on Darnold? So pro personnel, you're always churning and burning and doing scouting reports on guys that are in the league who could become available. So I have no doubts that the Vikings pro personnel department has started to put together a dossier on Sam Darnold and the Jets. But at USC, probably not much, because the Vikings were picking 30th overall. That's when they took Mike Hughes out of Central Florida. They had just signed Kirk to the richest free agent deal in NFL history, and Darnold was projected to be a top 5 pick. So probably not a ton, but they better speed that up now. Darnold for the Jets hasn't done great. Gone 11-9. Well, I shouldn't say he hasn't done great. Is that he's played well in spurts. There's been a couple of plays and throws that are like, wow, That is Sam Darnold. He is a guy. He could be the future franchise quarterback of a team, but the Jets have just been a mess. They're 11-19 in his 30 starts, 39 career touchdowns, 32 picks, 59.8 career completion percentage, 79.6 quarterback rating, as well as career PFF grades under 65. But of course, his situation has been abysmal. You could honestly say that's been one of the worst in the NFL. Two head coaches. You got Todd Bowles, who was fired in 2018, as well as Adam Gase, who was hired and is going to be fired any day. I mean, come on. How long can Adam Gase trade on the, hey, friends of Peyton thing, right? And also his offensive coordinator's rookie year was Jeremy Bates, so he's not been pampered by offensive-minded brain trust gurus. That just hasn't happened. Plus, the Jets haven't given him many weapons. They gave away his best receiver, Robbie Anderson, which he was really starting to build a rapport with. He's had no running game. His offensive line has been atrocious. Last year, Sam Darnold was the number one pressured quarterback in the league. This year, he's number 2. And also, like Josh Rosen, don't judge Darnold by this mess. You have to look at the player as opposed to the results. Are the Jets terrible because of Sam Darnold or because of the talent and coaching around him? I'm guessing it's the latter, because Darnold will put together games and drives and even just singular throws. They're like, wow, that is the guy that you saw as a redshirt freshman 2016 at USC. That is the guy who's in the Heisman Trophy race. That is the guy who's taken over 3rd overall, and rightfully so. And I still believe in him. Because he's 23, for God's sake. But here's what he brings. Got great size, 6'3", 225. Stands tall in the pocket. He will deliver a ball while taking a shot. And he gets a lot of that experience with the Jets. He's got elite anticipation. Like, he will throw guys open. He will throw to a spot before it's even there, as opposed to having slow eyes and having to see it before he throws it. This is where he's much better than Rosen, as well as footwork and technique. He also throws great on the run, which is great given the Jets' offensive line, as well as the Vikings currently. Con can be a little bit YOLO at times, but also to a degree, being YOLO is a bit of a double-edged sword, right? So you want a quarterback who is cocksure and believes himself, but also you don't want sloppiness and turnover. So it is always a fine line, because it's like being a gunslinger. Sometimes gunslingers get shot, right? And also what he brings is the money situation. So if the Vikings do cut Kirk Cousins and they have to eat $41 million dead, having a rookie quarterback on his rookie deal will certainly help, as well as Sam Darnold helps even more, because since he was number 3 overall pick, a lot of his rookie deal salary was in signing bonus. So the Jets have already paid the $20.078 million signing bonus, which they have to carry on their cap no matter what, since it's money already spent. So if and when the Vikings do acquire Sam Darnold, his 2021 salary cap impact will only be his $920,000 base salary. So that is a bargain. That's an absolute bargain for the Vikings. So yeah, they draft a quarterback high. It's whatever. They'll have to pay a big signing bonus. It's fine. But then Sam Darnold for less than $1 million, less than Sean Mannion. Are you kidding me? Absolutely sign me up for this. So I would be okay trading a 3 for Darnold. Vikings are in line to get a 3rd-round compensatory pick, so it's whatever. Or a combination of the 17 fourths that they have, or whatever later-round picks. But again, this is in addition to drafting a quarterback first. I can't stress that enough, because we'll get comments. They're like, we draft a quarterback. Oh, yes, draft a quarterback. Trade for Darnold since the Jets are giving up on him. Draft a quarterback again day 3, and then bring in a priority UDFA. All the young quarterbacks to replace Kirk Cousins as they weather the storm, get out from underneath his contract, and then move on with life. And I still believe in Darnold. I do. There's a reason why he was a number 3 overall pick just 2 years ago. So there you go. But your thoughts, Sam Darnold to the Vikings. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support that work? Post on the Venmo. But until next time, Skol. Production value.